Yo guys, welcome to my channel, and guess what, this is actually my first YouTube video, so I'm super excited. You can also like this video at the end of the video if you do like the video, and also subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications anytime I post a new video. You can follow me on Instagram at Talk2Ken and also on Twitter at Kenneth247. Okay, we're going to be talking about the top 10 countries that are actually heavily indebted to China. So you want to find out if your country is part of this list. So once again, follow me on my social media accounts on Twitter and Instagram. So thank you very much. China in recent times has become Africa's biggest trade partner and creditor, with its investments in the region running into several billions of dollars. Recently, the Chinese government stated its commitment to invest additional $60 billion in the region. With these figures, Africa is slowly being trapped with Chinese loans. Africa's debt to China is rising, and the consequence very dreadful. Below is a list of the top 10 African countries with the largest Chinese debt. At number 10 spot is DR Congo. Congo owes China a whopping sum of $3.4 billion, and the country is located in Central Africa. It is by area the second largest country in Africa. Congo could easily be one of the richest countries in the world, considering its abundant natural and mineral resources. DR Congo is the world's largest producer of cobalt ore and the major producer of copper and diamonds. But today, Congo is the 10th African country on the list of heavy debtors to the Chinese government. Ghana stands at number 9 with an estimated debt of $3.5 billion. The Republic of Ghana is located along the Gulf of Guinea and Atlantic Ocean in the sub-region of West Africa. Ghana is an average producer of crude oil, but the world's 7th largest producer of gold, producing over 102 metric tons per annum. Ghana is also the 9th largest producer of diamonds in the world, but today, Ghana is indebted to the Chinese government to the tune of $3.5 billion. At number 8 is Nigeria. Nigeria is estimated to owe China $4.8 billion. Popularly known as the giant of Africa and the most populated African country, she is also widely known for its petroleum production and exportation, which forms the major source of the nation's revenue, accounting for about 95% of the foreign exchange in income and 70% of the government's revenue. Nigeria remains the largest oil producer in Africa and the 12th largest producer in the world, but also the 8th most indebted nation to China. At number 7 is Cameroon. Cameroon has an estimated debt of $5.5 billion. Although it was recently revealed that China was in talks with the Cameroonian president, Paul Biya, to cancel part of the country's debt, but with China, nothing is so certain. Cameroon's natural resources are very well suited to agriculture. An estimated 70% of the population farms, and agriculture comprised of the estimated 19.8% of the GDP. Cameroon is at number 7 on the list of heavily indebted countries to China. Zambia is our number 6 debtor. It owes China a whopping sum of $6 billion. Zambia is increasingly getting trapped in the tentacles of the Chinese debt. The Chinese have sponsored a lot of infrastructure projects in the country, running into billions of dollars. China is currently taking over Zambia's companies as part of its repayment plans, and there were reports that ZESCO, the national power utility, was being taken over by China. It was also reported recently that China is seeking to control Zambia's mining assets as a collateral for potential loan default. At number 5 is North Sudan. Congo-Brazzaville owes China $7.3 billion and is at number 4 position on this list. Congo's economy is largely based on petroleum support services and extraction, and it has supplanted forestry as the mainstay of the economy. The oil sector accounts for 65% of its GDP, 85% of government's revenue, and 92% of exports. Like every other African countries on this list, corruption has played a major role in the ballooning of the debt to such a high level. At number 3 on this list is Kenya. Even after the discovery of oil in the northern part of this country, nothing in essence is still working towards the cutting down the levels of the debt to China. Kenya has an estimated debt of $7.9 billion. The government says that these loans are for the upgrade of the infrastructural projects, but again, most of these loans have been lost to corruption. Ethiopia makes the number 2 spot on this list. Obviously, all the Chinese infrastructural development projects in this East African country are coming at a very heavy price. Ethiopia has an estimated debt of $13.5 billion. The debt levels have significantly slowed down some projects due to repayment issues. We really do hope that they are able to pay back these massive loans. Angola tops this list with a total debt owed to China at $25 billion. Shocking, but that's the reality at hand. Most of Angolan oil is going towards the repayment of Chinese loans. Despite Angola being the second largest producer of oil in Africa, it still struggles with its finances. Angola depends largely on offshore petroleum industry, 37% of its GDP, 75% of government revenue, and 90% of its exports. Despite extensive oil and gas resources, diamonds, hydroelectric potential, and rich agricultural land, Angola remains poor, and a third of the country's population relies on subsistence agriculture to survive. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you do like this video, please click the like button below. You can also subscribe to this channel so that you can get notifications anytime I post a new video. You can also follow me on Twitter at Kenneth247, on Instagram at TalkToKen. If you do have any comment, please kindly drop your comment at the comment section below. Thank you once again for watching this video. I'm really grateful.